Jesus' crucifixion linked to lunar eclipse according to NASA discovery, and it could pinpoint the exact day he died. A discovery by NASA may confirm the biblical account of Jesus' crucifixion, according to researchers from Oxford University. The Bible states that the sun turning into darkness and the moon into blood, which some scholars believe referenced events following Christ's death. NASA's models, which trace the positions of the Earth, Moon, and Sun through history, show a lunar eclipse occurred on Friday, April 3, 33 AD, the year traditionally linked to Jesus' death. And that eerie celestial event, it sure sounds familiar. From noon until 3 in the afternoon, darkness came over all the land, reads one translation of Matthew 27:45, a gospel verse describing the surreal skies as Jesus hung on the cross. Christian texts mention that the moon turned to blood after Jesus' crucifixion, potentially referring to a lunar eclipse during which the moon takes on a reddish hue, NASA noted, adding that their sky tracking tech pinpointed the ancient eclipse visible in Jerusalem shortly after sunset. For believers, it's a striking echo of prophetic passages in the Bible. A translation of Acts 2:20 reads, "The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and glorious day of the Lord." That passage, spoken by the Apostle Peter 50 days after the crucifixion, quotes another fire and brimstone forecast from the Old Testament, as Joel 2:28-31 warns, "The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord comes." While some scholars argue those verses predicted the second coming, others, like Humphreys and Waddington, believe they described the eerie events unfolding on the day Jesus died. Their research points to yet another chilling verse from ancient Christian texts outside the Bible's canon. At his crucifixion the sun was darkened, the stars appeared, and in all the world people lighted lamps from the 6th hour till evening. The moon appeared like blood, reads a passage from the Report of Pilate, part of the New Testament Apocrypha. Humphreys and Waddington say that supports the idea that the lunar eclipse was the very one seen and recorded in ancient scripture. They argue Peter's quote, "The sun shall be turned into darkness," directly references Matthew 27:45 and aligns with the 3-hour blackout reported in the Gospels. NASA's data, they say, helps put the pieces together. And while the Bible and science don't always see eye to eye, this rare overlap has believers and skeptics alike doing a double take, especially on Good Friday, the day Christians commemorate Jesus' crucifixion. Good Friday always falls 2 days before Easter Sunday, which is determined by the first full moon after the first day of spring, a system meant to align with Passover, the Jewish holiday during which Jesus is believed to have been crucified. According to the Gospels, Jesus rose on the Sunday after Passover, and early Christians made sure Easter would always follow suit, linking the holiday not just to the Bible but the moon itself. God bless you.